Welcome, everyone. We're here at Coatesville Library, and we're starting a virtual story time. We are so happy that you joined us today. Do you remember me? I'm Miss Pattie, and I've missed you so much. We are going to have lots of fun together. We're going to read stories. We are going to sing songs. We are going to do crafts. We have activity kits, so much, so much, so much. Today, I have two special guests with me today. There's the first one now. Miss Jarvis. Miss Jarvis, come on, join me.
Hi, Miss Pattie.
Hi.
Thanks for having me at Storytime today.
Miss Jarvis is going to teach us our hello song. You ready? Get your singing voices out.
Today, to help us with our hello song, I brought with me a magic wand. The way my magic wand works is I sing, then you sing it back to me. Let's give it a practice.
Here we go.
Hello there.
Hello there.
How are you?
How are you?
It's so good.
It's so good
to see you.
to see you.
We'll sing and
Be happy
that
we're all here together again. Oh, that was so much fun. Let's give it another try. Ready?
Miss Pattie, I had a thought. This is a song about singing, but we're at Storytime. We should sing it about reading.
Oh, that is great. Can you change the word from sing to read?
Here we go. Hello there.
Hello there.
How are you?
How are you?
It's so good
It's so good
to see you.
to see you.
We'll read and
Be happy
that
we're all here together again.
Nice job, everyone.
Nice job. Bravo. Good morning, boys and girls again. Here's my second guest. It is Sally Sunshine. Sally Sunshine is here today to help us explore our next activity. We are going to be looking at all different kinds of plants, vegetables, seeds, and all kinds of things that we can read about and do with that topic. The first seed that we're going to explore is the apple. If you look inside very carefully, you can see little tiny black seeds inside the apple. Right next to the apple, does anybody know what fruit this is? It's yellow, just like Sally. And if you look carefully, you can see one of her seeds. Next, we have some vegetables. Do you like to eat vegetables? I do. One vegetable that I particularly like is broccoli. Broccoli has a flower and a stem. They're both yummy and delicious and very good for you. Right next to the broccoli, we have a plant that we eat their seeds. These are called peas. You can eat them in the case like this, or you can eat them like that. They're delicious. Next, we're going to look at some more fruits and vegetables. Sally said to tell you about the banana first. Look at the banana. It has a beautiful yellow color to it today. If you look carefully, you can see the tiny seeds of a banana. They're so tiny you can go ahead and eat them every time you have a banana. Right next to the banana is a red fruit. It is called a tomato. Now, tomatoes come in different sizes. This is one of my favorite kind, red and juicy. If you look inside the tomato, look at all the tiny seeds. When seeds are tiny, we can go ahead and eat them. Right next, we have a green fruit. This fruit looks like the lemon, but it tastes a little different. If you look inside, look, doesn't it look like a lemon or an orange? But it's green. It's called a lime. Right next door, we have some more green fruit. Did you notice there's a lot of green vegetables and fruits? They're very good for you. Does anybody know what this vegetable is? Actually, I think it's a fruit. Take a look. It usually looks like this, and it looks round, and it's delicious in salad. But I wanted you to notice the seeds. It's called a cucumber. Sometimes we eat the stem part of a plant. And today I brought in one of my favorite vegetables. It's called, does anybody know? It's called an asparagus. It is so delicious. You can saute it. You can just crunch on it naturally with lemon, a little bit of lemon on top, or a little bit of butter. Delicious. Sometimes fruit and vegetables look like this. Outside, you have to cut them open to see their seeds. Here, we have a red pepper. Peppers can be green, they can be yellow, they can be red, and even orange. But inside, they all have these little tiny seeds. Now I have a special plant. Sally said, yes, this is delicious. But one thing about this plant, it has a huge stone in the middle. But that's a seed. This is called an avocado. Avocados are very, very good for you. So this is our table of fruits and vegetables. There's lots of things you can do at your house when you're looking at the fruits and vegetables. You can put all the green ones on one plate. You can put the red ones together. You can put the yellow ones together if you're practicing your colors. You can also put them in order of what you like. What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? Some other things you could do with it when you're done exploring, make a salad. You could take vegetables if you're a little bit older with the help of your parents and chop them up and make a soup. So now that we've explored some fruits and vegetables, we're going to read a story about a garden.
Eating fruits and vegetables isn't the only thing you can do with seeds. You can use them for music as well. Lots of instruments that you can shake, hit, or tap can use seeds like maracas. Maracas are filled with seeds like dried beans or small seeds from other plants, sometimes even rice. What do you think is in my maraca?
Boys and girls, our first story is a very special story about a little girl growing a garden at school. The title of our story is Grow, Candace, Grow. And here's Candace. Let's find out what happens. Spring had finally arrived. For Candace, that means three things: scrumptious, picnic swirly, spring dresses, and all, most importantly, flowers. Big, bright, beautiful flowers. Candace could hardly wait for colorful blooms to appear. By the time she got to school, she had an idea. She was sure her teacher, Mrs. Fernweather, would like. We should plant a class garden, Candace announced to Mrs. Fernweather, smiling widely. Mrs. Fernweather agreed. It was a wonderful idea. So did the rest of Candace's class, especially her best friend, Sophie Rose. Harry, however, wasn't sure. To grow a garden, you need dirt, and Harry did not like getting dirty. Candace's class got to work preparing to plant the garden. They brought in shovels and seeds, watering cans and buckets, gardening gloves, and a special watering hose. When it was finally time to start planting, Candace couldn't have been more excited. Harry couldn't wait to get this over with. Miss Fernweather showed the class how to dig holes. Not too deep, she said. Then she demonstrated how to place the seeds in the ground and cover them gently with dirt. The class worked together, digging and seeding, until soon their soon-to-be garden was all planted. Candace's class stood back to admire their handiwork, but Candace wasn't impressed. There were no flowers, just a big patch of dirt. When will the flowers bloom? Candace asked Miss Fernweather. Plants need sunlight and just the right amount of water to grow, explained Miss Fernweather. She showed the class how to check the soil. When the ground feels dry, give the seeds a little drink, she said. Then Miss Fernweather gave her class an encouraging smile. but the plants need time, so we must be patient. In about a week, we'll see the seeds beginning to sprout. Then in 4 or 6 weeks, we will have bright, beautiful flowers. Candace's class checked the garden every day. They watched and waited for the seeds to sprout. Candace tried to be patient. She really did, but she didn't see any signs of sprouts. Candace remembered Mrs. Fernweather said, when the ground feels dry, give the seeds a little drink. The ground did not feel dry, but Candace decided some extra water might help. If a little water helps plants to grow, she thought, then a little more should help them grow faster. So Candace gave them water. The next day she gave them more, and the day after that, she gave them even more. When the garden didn't sprout, Candace's class wanted to know why. It's been a week, said Megan. The garden had plenty of sunlight, said Christian. And we gave it just the right amount of water, added Sophie Rose. Mrs. Fernweather decided to check the soil. Then she held up a handful of dark, drippy mud. This is odd, she said, looking up at her class. Did someone give the garden extra water? Candace looked down at the ground. I did, she said very softly. I thought a little extra water would make the flowers grow faster. I'm really sorry, everyone. The class was not happy with Candace. The garden is ruined and it's all my fault, wailed Candace. I gave it too much water and now the seeds will never bloom. Harry tried to cheer her up, but Candace could not be cheered. That night, Candace tossed and turned in her bed. She couldn't bear to think about her disappointed class or teacher or her best friend, and especially about the garden that they had worked so hard on. The garden would never be filled with big, bright, beautiful flowers now. The next morning, Candace woke up with an idea. She hurried to school. Hopefully, Miss Fernweather would like her plan. That's a good idea, Candace, Miss Fernweather said softly. Candace had suggested that they try planting another garden, and she promised to only water it when the ground was dry. Candace worked hard getting ready for the new garden. She visited the plant nursery. She read about gardening. She even bought special seeds as a surprise for her class. The gardener told her that these flower seeds would attract beautiful butterflies. When it was finally time to plant the new garden, Candace was excited, but a little nervous. She didn't want anything to go wrong, and she and her class worked together, digging and planting until everything was in place. Candace even said a little prayer. When they finished, they stood back and admired their handiwork. Even Harry was impressed. Candace's class checked the garden every day. They watched and waited for the seeds to sprout and the plants to grow bigger. It wasn't easy, but Candace waited patiently with her friends. She only watered the garden when it felt dry. When time seemed to move slowly, she and Harry tried singing to the seeds. At long last, sprouts began to appear, and soon little plants began to bloom, small at first, then bigger and bigger and bigger. Until finally, the flowers Candace had imagined blossomed, big, bright, and beautiful. Colorful butterflies fitted and floated through the sea of blooms. It wasn't easy to be patient, Candace admitted to Mrs. Fernweather, but it was all worth the wait. Look at her beautiful garden. And even Harry agreed. Oh, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed the story about Candace and her garden. Miss Jarvis has come back to help us sing a song about how we go about planting seeds. Listen carefully.
Before we can learn the words for this song, there's some motions we need to do with our hands. First, hold your hand out like this and pick up a seed. You have it? It might be a little tiny seed in your hand. Next, we're going to plant it in the dirt and cover it with soil, which is a fancy word for dirt. Then we're going to let our seeds have some sunshine and some rain. Then we have to wait. And then we can see the flowers grow. Ready? We start picking up our seed. It goes like this. A little seed for me to sow, a little soil to help it grow, a little sun, a little shower, a little wait, and then a flower.
That was so much fun. I was concentrating on the motions. Were you? We're going to sing it one more time, and let's see if we can sing along with her a little bit more. Okay, here we go.
Okay, remember our order? Pick up our seeds first. Very good. A little seed for me to sow, a little soil to help it grow, a little sun, a little shower, a little wait, and then a flower.
Hi there, boys and girls. We have some things for you that you can do at home. You just have to come to the library and just pick up a couple things. First thing we have is an activity kit. Inside this kit gives you all kinds of fun activities to do with plants at home. One special thing, it'll help you plant your own bean plant. The one thing I want to remind you about this, in both the story and in the song, you have to be patient because it takes a few days for it to grow. Stop by the library and pick one up. It'll be out on our whole table. Also, while you're at home, you can read more about plants. We have all kinds of books on plants. I just picked out a few. The first one is by one of my favorite authors, Kevin Hanks. It's called My Garden. Another one talks about a bad seed, how a seed can get into trouble. Another one helps you to learn about how to grow a seed. One more book over here is called Plant the Tiny Seed. And a beautiful poetry book about planting is called Planting a Rainbow. These are only a few of the many, many books that we have in our library about vegetables and fruits and seeds. Come on over, visit us. We'll be happy to help you and see you. We have one more goodbye song, and Miss Jarvis is coming to join me so we can say so long.
When we say goodbye, usually we wave. So let's wave goodbye. Our goodbye song goes like this. Goodbye, so long, farewell, my friends. Goodbye, so long, farewell. I'll see you soon again, and then we'll read stories together again.